Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to another segment of the MCR. Mac and me, my name's TJ. And in this segment, I'm going to beat a drum that I've been beating for quite some time, a number of different ways. This, just be a victim. Just be a victim. The left, the liberals, the progressives, the Democrats, however you want to classify them, they want us, and they feel everyone ought to. A bad guy comes along, just be a victim. And the reason why this is such a hot button issue with me, slightly off topic of what I want to talk about here, but I've always suspected 9/11 was worse than it needed to be because too many people decided to just be a victim, you know? But that's another topic for another day. Just be a victim. Well, what we got now is, and I'm going to swerve into the whole topic of shoplifting. Okay, let them steal. You got all these stores, and it seems primarily on the left coast. San Francisco, L.A. People going in there and filling up a garbage bag, and no one's doing anything to stop them. Okay, and then of course, then the stores close up under the premise of it's no longer profitable. And what they're leaving out is they're no longer profitable because of the shoplifting. Well, I want to tell you about a situation in Georgia, of all places, and it appears to be in the suburbs of Georgia. Okay. Hey, Mac, have you ever heard about a store or a company called and I want to try and get this name right, Lululemon?
No, I don't believe I have.
Okay, well, I guess they specialize in athletic yoga wear, and they do they do have some product line for men, but it appears that they cater primarily to women. Of course, you and I don't exactly have the physiques to sport anything from Lululemon.
Well, I think perhaps that could be considered an obscenity and would be illegal.
Well, okay. Then I you know what, I have been admonished. Anyways, you got this Lululemon store on the outskirts of Atlanta, and it's located in like I don't know if it's a strip mall or shopping center of some sort, referred to as Peachtree Corners. So you got this Lululemon in Peachtree Corners, and it's getting robbed. I mean, they're coming in there and they're hand over fist making a killing, just going in there, filling up and leaving. Okay, now if that wasn't bad enough, here comes the what do you call it, the cherry on the top or something?
Yeah.
Finally, two of the employees call 911 for the police. They actually catch the guys, which amazed me.
Well, they must have been in the parking lot having a coffee.
Well, they actually caught the guys, but here's the kicker. Lululemon fired the two employees.
Then they've got no complaint.
And you know why?
Is it not? This is in Georgia, am I correct?
Yeah.
Is it not illegal in Georgia to steal other people's property that you didn't pay for? Is that not a crime there?
Well, it sounds like it's a suburb of Atlanta, and the name of the city might be Gwinnett, because there's like a news release from the Gwinnett Police Department. This appears to be a suburb of Atlanta. Okay.
Well, someone is going to ask me this in the comment section, sure as hell. So, what do you know, per the story? What were the ethnicities of the perpetrators of the theft?
In the news article it doesn't say, but I did watch the video, and they did not appear to be Caucasian.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Whenever they don't mention it, that's almost a certain bet.
Yeah. And what had happened was There was a Jennifer Ferguson. She was the assistant manager, and a Rachel Rogers, who was like a shift lead. And they called the police, and the perpetrators were caught. That amazed me. But the company, and I want to get this right here if I can find it here. I should have highlighted this. Uh, let's see. They were promptly fired for violating the company's policy of not interfering with a burglary. That was the company's position.
That's a far cry from showing up to work to open the store and seeing a guy with a crowbar, a rifle slung over his back, and blah, 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 because then it's for the employee's safety. This is more woke. Just let them steal.
Just be a victim.
Why don't you just have a section for people who want to steal?
Yeah.
You could hire more stock people to keep refilling it.
And both of these ladies made the comment that part of the reason why they called the police was they didn't even feel safe. I mean, so the company expects them to cower in fear and not call the police.
You know what? They should have fled the store, and then they'd have gotten fired for that.
Yeah, and I'm compelled to share one of my experiences. And Mac, I know I've told you about this. Yeah. It involves the drugstore, and I can't remember if it was CVS or Walgreens or whatever. Okay, but I was at a drugstore on 8 Mile on the north side. Okay, which means I was just outside the city limit of Detroit. And as I'm walking out the store, another individual who did not share the same ethnicity as me, he's walking out with me, and all of a sudden the that metal detector thing starts going off, whatever it's called, and me
anti-theft device.
Yeah, me being a innocent patron, I immediately stop. Well, the other person, he jets south across 8 Mile into Detroit. Of course, given the body language of him and me, it was pretty obvious who the perpetrator was. The cashier told me, go ahead, don't worry, you're fine, blah, blah, blah. I walk outside the store, and this is what freaks me out about this. I walk outside the store, and there's a guy leaning up against the wall. He's on his smoke break. And he goes, yeah, they told us not to chase. And I think he might have been either the manager or assistant manager, because we did talk a little bit. But it was just the response that I witnessed firsthand. Yeah. We're supposed to just let him go. Yeah, I just, whatever, man. Whatever. It's
what? Why don't you not set up a section where you can just take whatever you want outside the store, and maybe rent property at the property next door. That way you can just let them steal, and there's no what the concern is that let's say TJ is the security person in that store. You chase them, you catch them, although they have to be pretty damn slow, but you catch them. And they fall down and they break their neck. And now TJ murdered him when he wasn't doing nothing. He was a good boy. He wasn't doing nothing. We heard that song so many times. Now you got, you need to be hung from a light pole, blah, blah, blah. He didn't steal that much. It was reparations.
His life wasn't worth it. Blah, blah.
Yeah. Was it worth his life over a few drugstore items? My answer to that question is, well, that's up to him, whether it's whether it's worth his life to take that risk.
Well, this is just be a victim completely out of control. I mean, you talk about an upside down world, firing these two ladies. Firing these two ladies for calling 911.
You know what? If you're okay with the stealing, why shouldn't you be okay with them doing what they did?
I just...
they put the company at risk somehow by calling the police. Because, they could have fought the police. The police may have killed them, even though their heart was 5 times the size its normal size. And when you get into any kind of a tussle, it's probably going to kill you.
Yeah.
But I'll quit ranting here.
Well, it's just, if you want an example of this world being out of control, upside down and bass backwards, you know what? Bass backwards. There it is.
Well, it's one of the 10 commandments, and there are only 10, so it shouldn't be that hard. Thou shalt not steal.
Yeah.
We've become a godless country, so we don't recognize the commandment that tells us not to steal things that don't belong to us.
Yes. So that's all I wanted to do. Just kind of wanted to rant about. I wanted to rant about these 2 poor, unfortunate employees being fired more so than the ongoing shoplifting that seems to be rampant across this country.
It's disgusting.
So that's all I got. And anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. We'll give you a little bit more rant in the next segment, perhaps. Okay. So as always, be safe, watch your 6, and don't tread on me.